Hey guys, I realize I just made a guide, but they just made an update to Pocket Frogs soon after I made that guide, so I'm going to make another one to cover this update. The update they made gives quite a few things, but among these, what I'm going to highlight is the puzzles. I think that's the coolest part of the update, and is also the part I'm going to be making this guide on, is the puzzles. So, let's get started. As you can see right here, I have a completed puzzle. I already got the award for it and everything. One thing you may notice about this, which is very important, is that all of the frogs are in lines. The way you solve this puzzle is to get all of the frogs into lines based on color, and they all have to be facing the same way. The lines have to be a minimum length of 3, and they can only be a maximum length of 6 because the box that you can go in are lily pads. A 6x6 box of lily pads is all you can put the frogs in. So you can't have a line of 7 frogs. So yeah, right here you can see I have all of the lines. They're all facing the right way. I'm going to show you a good way to do this. That was bad. Alright, so here we are with a completely fresh puzzle. I haven't worked on this in any way. It's completely new. So the first thing that we should do is to try to organize these into colors. Let me do that real quick. Alright, as you can see, I've organized them by color. So the important thing here is the lines. We have to divide them up into completely separate lines, or groups, that will form lines. So we'll start off, because you have to actually split each color into separate lines. So we'll start off with the blues. The blues, there are 4 frogs. Well, 4 frogs, we can only split that into one group of 4 frogs, because we can't go less than 3 and we can't go more than 6. So we can't do a group of 2 and 2 or 1 and 3. We actually have to do one group of 4. Same thing with the white frogs. We're left with a group of 4 there, or a line of 4. For the red frogs, we have 7. We can't split that up any other way except 4 and 3, because we can't have a group less than 3. For the green frogs, we are actually left with a group of 5, because as you can see, 3 and 2 won't work. 2 is less than 3. We need a group of 5. Purples, we have actually multiple combinations that we could do. For the purples, we can do a group of 6 and a group of 3. We can do 3 groups of 3, or we can do a group of 5 and a group of 4. Because there are lots of purples, so there's lots of different combinations and ways we could do it. You can go ahead and pick one. You can change it later, mess with it. That's how you solve the puzzle. It's by rearranging things in your head, trying different stuff out, and eventually the puzzle will be solved. Oranges up here. This is also the only way that we can organize these, is a group of 4 and a group of 3. The exact same thing as the reds. Just, yeah, exact same thing as the reds. So once you organize them into lines like that, it's basically just like rearranging the lines. So you say, alright, well, I'm going to take this line of 3 oranges, and if I move it down here, will that make it work? Or if I move it over here, will that make it work? Or if I take this line of 4 whites and I move that over here, will that make the puzzle work? If I spin it around and move it over here, will that make the puzzle work? And you just work it around in your mind. If anybody here has ever played Blokus or heard of it, spelled B-L-O-K-U-S, that's a pretty fun game. This is a lot like that. There's a puzzle mode in that where you can actually try and organize everything to make it all fit on the same board at the same time. This is very, very much the exact same thing as that, just only using lines. So you just have to get everything to fit with the lines. You'll probably try all kinds of different orders. You'll get really, really close and then realize, oh no, I can't make a line. It's going to be some kind of weird shape. and then you'll have to rethink it, possibly mess up stuff that you've already done so you can try something else. That's normal. That's absolutely normal. Just constantly think of new ways to try things. So for example, if I wanted to try, like, this obviously isn't working. Well, if I wanted to try something else, don't think of just moving the white down here and that's it. Don't think of that as cut off. You can actually move the white and offset it a little bit. Whoops. By going like this. See, now it's kind of in the middle. It's not attached to either edge. It doesn't have to be. You have to think outside the box a little bit for these types of things. For the purples, you don't have to necessarily go 6 and 3 and leave the 6 along the edge like this. You could do 3 groups of 3, and when you do that, you could have all of your purples lined up like this to form a little box in the corner. Or you could have a 3 way out here, which would allow room for this 4 to fit in here. You have to think outside the box. There's all kinds of combinations that you could do. So don't ever get your mind stuck in a rut where you're always thinking the same combinations all the time. That's bad. You have to always try new things. That's how you solve these puzzles. Yes. And the rewards for solving these puzzles are pretty much the same thing, I believe, as getting gifts in the pond. So I've already solved a few of them. For the most part, I've gotten coin rewards ranging from 400 to 500 coins, something like that. I am not exactly sure what the coin reward depends on, which is why I think it's gifts from the pond, because no matter what, it always seemed to be roughly the same amount. I've gotten habitats, which I've turned them all down, but I have gotten offers to accept habitats. I also wonder if it's possible to get potions and stamps this way. I haven't gotten an offer or a reward that way yet, but it seems like it might be possible, especially if it was exactly like the gift system in the pond. In that case, it would be possible. You also make your frogs happier when you do puzzles, so it's a nice thinking alternative to the pond if you're kind of tired of that mindless clicking on the lily pads like I am, or maybe you enjoy it, I don't know. But this can definitely give a nice change if you enjoy this type of thing. So yeah, that just about concludes my guide for the puzzles in Pocket Frogs. Subscribe, like this video if you want to see more and want to stay updated on any new videos I make. So yep, that just about concludes this. See you later, guys.